The part that bothered me is when they put the LeBron James factor into this actual story and article. For what? To be able to say that Jeanie Buss was frustrated that LeBron was named the savior of the franchise? That she was mad about LeBron not taking accountability for the Russell Westbrook trade? For the fact that LeBron should have been more grateful about the Lakers taking their 55th pick and drafting Bronny James? About her frustration about Clutch Sports having so much control over the franchise? All of those things are warranted. The Russell Westbrook trade that LeBron wanted was a fail. And for anybody that doesn't want to take accountability for that, shame on you. You want to go ahead and distance yourself from that, you got to take that loss, LeBron. But here's the other part of that. There was a president of basketball operations that made the deal. So if you felt that it was a bad deal, I don't care what LeBron wants. You tell him, no, this ain't good for the team. I don't think his game meshes with your game. And you might think that you have the best basketball IQ in all of basketball. You can't save that. That's not the type of basketball we want here. So no, we don't want Russ. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about, is that you want to go ahead and blame LeBron for the Westbrook trade? Cool. But you also need to blame yourself. You should also blame yourself for being so fucking cheap that you don't sign back Alex Caruso because you were worried about budget. With the Lakers, listen to that. You could have signed him and still been under the apron or whatever the hell it was. You decided not to, and you kept, what's his name? Taylor Horton Tucker. That was your decision. So you literally broke up a competitive team and one of the best perimeter defenders, if not the best perimeter defender that the Lakers had at that time, for budgetary reasons. You're the Lakers. Budgetary reasons? Really? And here's the biggest part of it, though, right? And I know that she came out and said, "Oh, these reports are just, it doesn't make sense. Me and LeBron have a great relationship. I don't, I don't like things like this to try to, put a divide in our relationship. And I don't know, it's been a great partnership. Cool, I get all that. I still have to break down the thing, though. I still have to get my point across about this article, because I think the article in itself, putting LeBron James in the article, was clickbait bullshit. Just to be able to get people to say, we don't care about the whole, LeBron said, ooh. It was a way to get more clicks and more impressions. I get it. But for you to be upset that LeBron, his ego was too great, it's LeBron James. You think that if Jordan came out of retirement and said, I wanted to play for the Los Angeles Lakers, that he wouldn't come with an ego? That if Kobe Bryant was still around and still could be able to play and said, I'm coming back out of retirement, man, I'm playing for the Lakers, that there's not an ego involved? Great players have egos, just like great owners also have egos. And you know who else has egos? Bad owners too. Bad owners that want credit for everything. It's just like Jerry Krause and the Chicago Bulls. People talk about the Bulls dynasty. They talk about Jordan. They talk about Pippen. They talk about how great this team was. And you got Jerry Krause's ass over there. Well, what about me? I'm the one that put it together. Always clamoring for approval. If you know you put it together, then what do you need the approval for? You know what the fuck you did. And let's keep it honest. LeBron James chose to come to the Lakers. The Lakers did not sell LeBron on, oh, come to LA. It's great here, great history, great lineage, great, we'll be able to lay out the red carpet for you and everything is gonna be great. You're gonna be the guy. LeBron James had it in his mind from way back when they said 2017. I don't know if that's true. We're just gonna use that as whatever it is. Now he already picked the Lakers as his destination because he wanted to move to LA and he wanted to rebuild a dead franchise. And that's the part that I want to talk about. You want to go ahead and talk the Lakers up and say that the historic franchise? Yes, that is my franchise and I know how good they are. But what I also know is that from 2011 to 2017, the Lakers were garbage. They were the worst team in basketball, and it wasn't even close. Terrible players. The young players weren't developing. You had Julius Randle. You had Jordan Clarkson. You had Lonzo Ball. You had Brandon Ingram. You had some man named Larry Nance Jr. There was so many players that you had on this team. Good guys. You root for them. They were not winners. D'Angelo Russell. They're not winners. This team sucked. This team had one of the worst records in basketball. Dysfunctional front office. Jim and Jeanie fighting. They jockeying for position. Here comes the coup. You had Mike Brown coaching the team. You had Dan Toney coaching the team. You had Luke Walton coaching the team. You had so many different, it was a disaster. So for LeBron to say that I choose you guys, you fucking right he's the savior of your franchise. Because 2 years after signing on the dotted line for the Lakers won an NBA championship. But you want credit. Oh, well, we brought LeBron here. Like the Anthony Davis thing didn't happen because of LeBron and Clutch. That happened because of, what are we talking about here? And what is going to be the legacy of Jeanie Buss as owner of the Lakers? 7 out of 11 seasons with no playoffs. 1 championship. Dysfunction in your front office. You don't have public approval in regards to Laker fans. That's the legacy of Jeanie Buss. Doesn't sound too historic, does it? And that's why sometimes, if not most of the time, leaving something to your kids that you've spent your life building, they don't understand it. And even if they do understand it, they don't have the gumption to run it. They don't have what it takes to be able to build what you did. So am I upset with Jeanie Buss? I am not upset as a Laker fan. No, I'm not. I'm saddened for her. As much as I can be saddened for somebody that's worth over $500 million. To know that your legacy is attached to losing. Your legacy is attached to mistrust and paranoia in your front office. Your legacy is being attached to yes men that you ended up paying off. You are tighter with your inner circle than your own siblings. You were willing to throw them to the wolves. All for what? Self-preservation. There's no reason why the Lakers should not still be run by the Buss family in regards to the majority stakes of the team. They still have minority stakes. But incompetence, paranoia, ego, jealousy, that's what can rip up any franchise and any family. And Jeanie Buss should be fucking ashamed of herself, if true. Because any Laker fan who doesn't want to give LeBron his flowers in regards to, he did save this franchise. He did make this franchise a lot more palatable. People can say, yo, Lakers ain't too bad. I can see myself going there. For the prior 7 seasons, that wasn't the case. And that's the problem. Is that this delusion of grandeur to think that the Lakers were this powerhouse team that LeBron signed to because they were a powerhouse is grossly overstaken. Grossly mistaken. It's sad. It really is. That although they're sold, and Laker fans should be fucking happy that the next regime or next generation of front office staff and the organization should be a positive one. You still have this dark cloud of bullshit. All for greed. So, moving on.